Hello and welcome to the long-awaited, duly debated, player-hated episode.
This is starting out terrible.
ABC's TPBs, episode 14, which is the ends.
Yes.
This is your host, Ninja Dave, and I have with me Seed, the irrevocable, the astonishing Seed.
I'm not
Seed
an X-Man, sir.
Well,
not an X-Man.
Well, I mean, weren't the Avengers ever astonishing? Astonishing Avengers?
I don't think so. I
Just
think
amazing?
Astonishing's only been for X-Men and maybe a Spider-Man.
Really? What were the Avengers then? The Mighty.
They've been the Mighty Avengers. They've been the Uncanny Avengers.
The Uncanny Avengers, really? When Beast joined up, they just had to kind of pull it over
because they
there?
kind of polluted the Avengers in the X. After what
That
happened
one
Avengers
drop
was-
of that X genome, and you're all X.
no,
You're all
because
mutant.
Scarlet Witch was also on that team too.
Well, yeah.
And Rogue was on that team too.
But they didn't know she was a mutant until like later on.
Well, I mean, no, Uncanny Avengers was like 2011.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Uncanny Avengers is what happened after Avengers vs. X-Men, and they're like, all right.
Some of you guys are pretty good. Let's get you to.
Yeah, in order to like mend the tear, let's make a group that's kind of half and half.
Some of you guys whooped our asses pretty good, so we gotta replace some of the ones that didn't.
Join them.
That's right. Breed with their women, and then our differences over time will subside. It's how every great group works. But no, we're here on the ends. I'm reviewing Nailbiter. It's an image joint, and then he's reviewing Nextwave, Agents of H.A.T.E, which is a Marvel joint.
Work.
So I don't know, any before we get into the episode, any announcements you need to tell the
Patreon.
Patreon it is.
If you are listening to this joint, if this is the only show on Paprika you listen to, thank you for listening.
Also, shame on you. You should be listening to all of them.
Check out everything on but patreon.com/Paprika with a K podcast. Up on the Patreons, man. Trying to grow this joint, man. We're trying to make it bigger than what it is. We can't do that without some ducats. Is the short and narrow of it.
Money isn't everything, but it is most things.
Money isn't everything. It's just 99% of things.
Right.
In order to build a Paprika website, in order to get good studio recording time, in order to get better equipment, we need dough for that.
You hear all that crackling in the background? Oh, we wouldn't have that if we had the money to make this thing happen.
Exactly. So if you go on up there, we got 4 or 5 donation tiers. I don't know, because I ain't put my money into it. I've been putting my money into it for 4 years.
You've been putting your time into it, man.
Yeah,
time is money.
Yes, a 2, a 5, 7, 10. I think it might have made it 20. So find the tier that is right for you. Whatever you can donate, we will greatly appreciate. And if you can't, share it with some people you think could donate.
Yeah, people have money.
Yeah.
As of this recording, we have 24 patrons on this on the Paprika Patreon site. 24 people think it's worth paying for, so give us a look.
24 people can't be wrong.
24 people can't be wrong. That's our focus group, our test group.
Yeah.
We literally haven't paid any of them to do these things, so.
Look at what perks you might be interested in and donate accordingly.
It's a really cool community. I made a post earlier in the thread too, just saying that I've been a fan of this community for a few years now, actually, and it's one of the friendliest online communities that I've been a part of. Part because of the content that you guys put out, your moderators that kind of help keep the conversation going and keep the positivity going as well. So, like I say, it's quality stuff. So. Like with anything else, if you wanted to stay, keep listening, keep patroning, just keep supporting.
Come for the podcast and stay for everything else.
Indeed.
But more importantly, come for the podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Anything new with you, sir?
No, I'm just ready to get in these comics, man. It's been so long. I've been fiending.
I know, right?
I'm on withdrawal.
It's man, this has been the longest running since Paprika came back earlier this year. It's been the longest running gap between anything.
I'm gonna take the blow on that because I just recently moved. I moved out of Shea Dave and into Chateau Cunningham. So I've been involved with a lot of different things. Also stuff going on with work and in life too. So
secret ninja moves.
Yeah, secret ninja moves. But I am alive. The assassins failed.
Curses.
Next time, my brother. But yeah, we're keeping it going.
All right then. All right. Well, let's get into this bit of business.
Excellent. We're starting with.
Before we do, it's probably something maybe we'll. All right. Well, I'll mention at the end.
No, go for it.
It's more of a something to talk about at the end.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end of the show.
That's fine. It's fine. You just keeping it on the pins and needles. Now you listeners have to continue listening to find out what Daryl is talking about.
Sweet setup. Let's get into this in.
Let's do it. Mine is Nailbiter. It's another image joint. This one is, let me see here. It is, the story's by Joshua Williamson. Art by Mike Henderson.
Yes.
I can barely read the name because you've gotten him to sign over it. You got him to autograph it right in person there.
Mike Henderson signed over all 5 trades.
Excellent. I got some artwork here. Who is this?
It's Henderson's.
It's Henderson as well?
Yeah.
Oh, nice skull and crossbones there. That's very nice.
No, it's not. That's Gustowski's. Gustowski's, the colors.
Oh, okay. Adam Guzowski.
Yeah.
Colors, okay, that's really cool. Artists and writers both have the same issue where when they sign something, it's like it's illegible. That's the mark of the trade. It's like a doctor.
There's nobody who should have a good signature. Signature's supposed to be sloppy and hard to understand.
You know what? I can get behind that.
All right.
I can get behind that. Colors by Adam Guzowski. Letters and book design by John Hill. Edited by Rob Levin. So,
if I remember correctly, this is our first foray into a horror comic book, correct?
I think so, and I wouldn't necessarily call it a horror comic book. There are some horror elements, but it's not. It doesn't have a kind of a. It doesn't have the. I don't know. What's the. It doesn't have the suspenseful kind of feeling to it. It's not no gratuitous violence. Everything that happens in this kind of serves the story. I'm not going to jump ahead to my review just yet, as far as my rating on it. But essentially, what we start off with is we start with the apprehension of a serial killer known as the Buckaroo Butcher. He actually turns out to be number 16 in a long line of serial killers. And it turns out, as is revealed early on in these pages, that all of these very famous serial killers have all come from the same town.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy. We're introduced to the main characters, the investigator who's been called in to check on his friend who's actually doing an investigation in the town himself. Things happen. The friend gets. I won't say what happens to the friend. Things happen, and we get more detail into the life of this town, which things that are kind of twisting people, and just how everything is it's coming to terms with this killing field. I guess you could call it.
Right.
I'm digging the artwork. The artwork is pretty solid.
I love that artwork.
It's kind of it's simplistic in a way, but it's to the point. It reminds me a little bit of almost like a Telltale art style. Not too heavy on the shading, but just enough to get the point across. And I do like the cleanliness of it. What were your thoughts about this one?
I mean, I've read the entire series, so I'm a huge fan of Nailbiter. It's one of those joints. Image has their own podcast. I think the first issue, they're talking with Josh Williamson. And I'd never heard of who this dude was. And he's like, yeah, Nailbiter. And he gives like a quick synopsis of what it was. And I was like, well, let me go ahead and pick up volume 1 and see what it's all about. And by the end of it, I was like, oh, okay. I think when I came in, they had 2 volumes left when I came in. Okay. And by the time I got through all of volume 3, 4 was already out, and then I was all caught up just waiting for the last trade. It's a good little yarn. I'll put it that way. I mean, Brian Michael Bendis shows up as Brian Michael Bendis.
Really?
Comes to the town.
Does he get murdered?
No, he narrowly escapes.
Oh, okay.
That's the second series I can think of where I've seen Brian Michael Bendis as Brian Michael Bendis in a series.
What's the first one?
This is what happens first, and then in the recent Defenders run that he did, his last project, I do believe, next to last project for Marvel before he turned coat. You see him. I think he's being arrested in a police station in Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Nailbiter, it's got some twists and some fucking turns in there, man.
It does.
It's characters, some relatable. Some just like, I fucking hate this chick or this dude.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I really like this series.
I will say, I'll be honest here. When I started this book, it carried that Silence of the Lambs vibe with the whole, hey, here's one of the serial killers, and he's I won't divulge too much of what's going on, but the investigators do have to go to him to try to clear the air and try to see if they can figure some things out. Kind of almost
that's a Silence of the Lambs type.
Yeah, very Silence of the Lambs, very silency.
I haven't thought about it like
very Fava Beansy, but
nice Chianti.
Yeah, nice Chianti. It was. It felt a little bit like it was going to be a bit of a kind of a copycat type of scenario, and I was kind of starting to get kind of weary of that early on. But as I read more, it really came into itself.
Yeah.
I was expecting to kind of whiz through it and just I'm just going to get through this, and so I can have something to speak about on the podcast. But I actually finished the entire thing, and
I'm glad you did.
I'm actually looking forward to reading the next issue. Like I say, it didn't grab me hard at first, but like I say, it did grow on me, and I think that's the testament to how well it's written. Yeah. The story really, I think for most things, the story really keeps me coming back for more. I've been doing a lot more reading of actual books lately too. I haven't got the internet set up at the place yet, but it's coming. But I have been appreciating more just the written stylings. Yeah. So I appreciate that about this too. It took its time where it needed to build up details. When the action and when the intrigue ramped up, I even had some oh shit moments.
Yeah, there's a couple of those in there.
So actually, I appreciated that. For me, I would give this a go.
It's a go for you.
It's a go for me.
Obviously,
it's obviously a go for you.
Yeah, it's a go for me.
And it's a win. Actually, since you've read everything, it's a win.
It's a gone. Yeah. What did you think about the titular character, the Nailbiter? I find him to be one of the more charming bad guys. Much like I guess kind of Anthony Hopkins is charming in his own way.
Well, he's written to be charming, but you can still tell he's an asshole.
Yeah,
right underneath there. And he's literally gotten away with murder.
Yeah, he did literally. I think he is my favorite character in the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. He's one of those smooth, charming years. It's like I'm not supposed to like this guy, but I like him, and I like characters like that.
Well, see, the thing is, in this volume, I'm still at the point where I dislike him. I see him for the wolf in sheep's clothing that he is.
Oh, see, I was all bought in by the end of this
Really?
one. Yeah.
He okay. So I guess if I show up as a snake oil salesman, well coiffed, then I can put you down for an order of at least 200 boxes.
It's too late, sir. I already have 200 boxes of snake oil from the last guy who came through.
That was a sham. This new stuff is legit.
The real snake oil? Okay,
all
right then. Well, lucky for you, my snake's need oiling, so we're all good to go.
That is not a euphemism.
But yeah, what do you think of the town?
The town?
Yeah.
It's full of crazies. It's full of people
full of fucking weird people.
Yeah, it is, and I can see how there could how this place could result or could twist people into doing some odd things. That there are characters that are introduced in this volume that are kind of, you can see them going down that rabbit hole because there are a lot of people who are. I mean, this is a town that has gained notoriety for serial killers.
Yeah, for breeding a whole shit ton of serial killers.
Yeah, and it's brought. It's brought an interest from some. And you can see how some of those people that have become enamored with this kind of lifestyle, this phenomenon, could then end up, either trying to be a copycat or just trying to do their own thing just to feed into or build upon that mythos.
And they get caught in too deep.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fucking guy that has a store that he sells props out of that directly related to all these killings. He's like, this is the first store that is just all about serial killers.
Glorification of serial killers.
Yeah, he's like, gotta make a buck somehow.
Okay.
So the tour. Who knew that there would be a tourism aspect to murders?
If this actually existed in America,
It does.
It does.
There are places that, because America has had a string of serial killers, man. I mean, there are still people out there who love what's his name?
Ted Bundy, Charles Manson.
Manson, yes.
Yeah.
I think Manson died like a year or so ago, something like that.
Yeah, it's about a year ago.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there are museums dedicated to just his zaniness. He was much like the
Edward
titular
Nailbiter Warren.
Yeah, he was very charming. He took people in. He was smart, handsome.
Much like Chris Hemsworth in Bad Times at El Royale in theaters today.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I saw it last week, and it is probably going to be somewhere in my top 5 for the year.
Really?
It's fucking fun, man. It is a fun ass movie.
Okay. I still need to see Crazy Ass Asians, but
Yeah. Crazy Rich Asians, not crazy ass.
Crazy.
Crazy ass
That
Asians
is
in theaters this fall.
a different film. My apologies.
But yeah, you got anything else for Nailbiter there, sir?
That's it for Nailbiter, man. That's like I said, it was a fun read. I was actually shocked at how good it was. It turned me around quite a bit.
Yeah, same way for me. I was like, all right, I'm gonna give this first one a go. It's not really my genre. I stick more in the superheroes or the science fiction aspect. But I was like, I'm gonna give this the spin, and the story had me in there, man.
Okay, fair enough.
They're like swimwear.
I just noticed just out of the corner of my eye, I saw a notification pop up on your phone. I see you have a background that is of Paper Girls.
Yes, there it is. Boom, Paper Girls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be talking about that when we get to the P's.
So let me ask you this: was that your first time watching or reading Paper Girls?
Oh no.
Okay, never mind then. I retract that question.
I just finished the series up.
Okay.
Well, I've just caught up to the series and put it that way.
Okay, fair enough.
Is that it for the Nailbiter?
That's it for the ends. Are we transitioning to your ends as well? Or did you have that super secret announcement?
No. The super secret will come at the end of after this.
Fair enough. Well, after the break, we'll find out what's going on with Nextwave, Agents of Hate, and what you had for breakfast.
What? And with that being said, we are back. We are back with the second half of the end.
You should have seen this guy's face when I said "hoot doggy." That was, if you could take a facial expression and assign any value to it, that facial expression just said, "I have nothing to say to that. I have nothing to follow that up with." Let me just
power on through. Power on through.
Yes.
Next wave Agent of Hate. Warren Ellis. And art by Stuart Immonen, who is in the Marvel stable. Been in the Marvel stable for quite some time. I did not know this is Stuart because this does not look like Stuart's usual artwork. Next wave Agents of Hate. It is about highest anti-terrorism effort, or hate. So they put together they fight some of the weirder things that are out there, I guess is the best way to say it. You got the Captain Tabby, Monica Rambeau, who was the original Captain Marvel. No, the second Captain Marvel. The original female Captain Marvel. Yes. The one that most of America seems to forget about.
Right. But featured in the recent Avengers storylines as well.
Yeah. And you also have parts in the Captain Marvel movie next year. They have shown a couple frames in the trailer of her.
She's a fighter pilot?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Aaron Stack and Elsa Bloodstone, who is pretty much I guess you kind of say the leader of this bit of business. Yeah, wasn't a fan, sir. Was not a fan of this joint. I'm not a huge proponent of Warren Ellis writing.
This is gonna be a short episode.
I'm trying to think of something. There's something Ellis did that I liked. I think it was a Moon Knight run that Warren Ellis did. Okay. And that's the only thing of his I've ever liked. It's just one of those writers.
It's probably because you were in the mindset for Moon Knight, and Moon Knight is just fucking batshit anyway.
Crazy. Yeah. There's a couple things I've tried to read by Ellis, and it's just him and Remender seem to be the two big writers that I just really can't get, super down on. Oh, no.
It's going to be interesting.
Planetary's
written by Warren Ellis as well.
Well,
I think you'll earn an appreciation for Warren Ellis with this next one.
So I got somewhere round halfway, and I was like,
you didn't finish it?
No, I didn't.
Oh my
finish
god!
I didn't finish it.
This is like the number one parody thing.
I just didn't find it interesting or really
so many things
funny.
that are. I mean, if listeners out there, if you know anything about Nextwave Agents of Hate, all these characters that are featured in this book have started making cameos in different books around the Marvel Universe. So they're going to be bringing the Nextwave Agents of Hate back.
Yeah. I just didn't find it. I get it's supposed to be light and entertaining. Yeah. I just found it neither light nor entertaining.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not a huge fan of parodies in the first place.
Really?
Yeah. It's not my brand.
You don't like laughing, I guess.
I don't like parodies. I like things that are funny of their own creations. I'm never a big Weird Al Yankovic dude.
Really? Oh
yeah.
My God.
Yeah. I found him a little bit lame and corny. I'm just not huge into the parody game. Like, the only things I really fuck around with that are parody is like Scary Movie 1 and 2, and that's really about it.
Man, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. It's just, I mean, this is hilarious all the way through for me. I mean,
I don't think I laughed one time, man.
Really? How far did you get again?
Like maybe about 2 issues.
2 issues.
Yeah, and I was just like, it came to a point and I realized I was just turning the page because I was supposed to turn the page, not turning the page because I was looking forward to seeing what happened next.
God, you've really missed out on. I'm just gonna so I can just add,
just
pile on.
Pile on.
Have you finished the Metabaron series?
No, I have not. I have been.
You are that guy.
I'm that guy.
You're that guy who has that super large collection of PlayStation 2 games, all shrink wrapped.
I was playing a PlayStation 2 game last night.
Was it shrink wrapped? Did you have to open it? Did you have to open it?
No, I didn't have to open it.
Oh my god, you're that guy. You're like, I don't know, I'll get around to it. And I'll just, man, this
actually that's been me with my physical comics realm. I've proposed a tariff on myself. There'll be I don't think tariff's the word I'm looking for. An injunction on myself. No more buying of comics until I read what is on my shelf and what I have digitally. So I've been tearing through all the physical stuff I've bought over the years that I just bought, and I haven't read.
Okay.
So
I'm glad you're getting there.
That's
a step in the right direction.
That's why I haven't read Metabarons, because I've been trying to plow through all of my physical stuff.
That's why he hasn't read Metabarons. Okay.
And I mean, not to mention I do fucking 6 podcasts.
My thing is, I'd say if you had liked Metabarons that much, you'd have been like, oh, I can't put this down. I got to keep reading. Got to finish it. Bada bing, bada boom. But then you're like, oh, shiny thing.
I put a price value. Like I bought all of Metabarons on a super sale. Each joint was like $2.99, right. Whereas them shits were like $14.99 each. And I'm like, man, let me read these joints first that I paid much more money for.
Shrink wrap PlayStation 2 games, man.
I'm sure where you came up with this analogy.
Just call them when you dig yourself up out of that hole. So you didn't find any of the characters endearing?
No. They all were just tropey.
Even from I mean that's the reason.
The thing, yeah.
It's supposed to be tropey. Again, you don't like parodies.
Yeah, so, I don't like parodies.
But the only thing I did like was building up to it, because there were some serious things going on in this book. It's kind of scattered in there, but I mean, as it starts out, that they're escaping from the Agency of Hate, because the Agency of Hate has been compromised.
Yeah.
So
the only thing I did like Fing Fang Foom.
Yeah. What did you like about it?
Yeah, I was like, all right, I just know him as the big dude, the big green dude with purple pants. Like he pops up in the
Fantastic Four took
Yeah,
out.
he's a Fantastic Four. He's in the first issue of the new Iron Man run as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tony's got to take care of it. And I was like, all right, I'll fuck with Fing Fang Foom. And then he popped up in this, and I was like, oh, here's that dude. And of course, there's obviously a more comedic bent from this one and whatever the Fantastic Four had to fight. And Iron Man's Fing Fang Foom much more serious.
I'm just beside myself here, listeners. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I thought for sure that you would have liked this one.
Now, there's a couple of times I was like, and then I kept going to the next page.
Oh, man.
What made you pick this up?
Well, I think I'm trying to remember because I read it way back. This is before the 2010s. I was on my normal reading list. I think I just kind of stumbled across it randomly, and I was like, hey, I did some stuff that Warren Ellis has done. I was reading some stuff in Planetary. I've read Cricket Little Vein, his an actual book that he wrote. He put out there.
A novel approach.
Yep.
Yeah.
I dug his stuff. I got some stuff signed from him at Heroes Con.
Oh, Warren Ellis came to a con?
Yeah.
I would have went to his table and just knocked everything.
That was way. I mean, he would have given you hell for it.
Yeah, I would have took his donation box and ran too.
Well, you would have tried. he is. I think at all times fueled on all manner of drugs and alcohol.
Him and Christopher Sabella.
Yeah, but it was just a zany adventure. And then when I reread it again for our readings here, I found a lot more elements that were in it, and then also these rumors, and also just seeing these characters popping up in random Marvel issues around the current universe. You know, like it's a resurgence for the group. So it was a zany romp. It had lots of different levels to it. It was funny as hell. That's why I enjoyed it.
I think what it boils down to is I'm just not a huge fan of funny comic books. Like I like to read big epic adventures and all that kind of good stuff with humor in there, but I don't generally like.
So you're like a saga kind of. There's humor in there.
Oh, you're talking about like not the word saga, but the actual title saga.
The actual series.
Yeah,
saga.
it is my favorite running.
Yeah, but it's serious, but it has humor in it.
Like Sex Criminals is humor, but there's a lot of dark shit that they tackle in that series as well. So that gets a pass for me. But I wouldn't even call it a comedic book because they delve deep into that shit, using humor as a facade. But yeah, I don't think I really gravitate towards funny quote unquote books like that.
Interesting. So did you? I guess you didn't get to that quote that I gave you.
No, yeah, you did because I was just randomly flipping through it the other day and I did stumble upon that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just okay. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna be hurt by it. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. It's
but cool. It's not about what I think. It's about what you listening think. Is there a second volume of this, or is this just like a one?
This is a one-off kind of deal here.
So had there been a second volume, it would have been a go for you.
Oh, it definitely would have been a go. And like I say, and then the fact that they're dropping these seeds, then they're gonna.
You think they are ramping up to another?
They're ramping up to another comic book series, but also with Monica's showing up because Monica's actually the leader. Yeah. I think they're gonna try for a Nextwave movie, kind of in that Deadpool kind of vibe.
Oh,
I know.
Hey, finally, I can take my ass and sit it at home at a Marvel premiere and be happy.
Oh my god! This may be it. This may be the last episode.
David's just holding the book and just like looking around like he's lost. He has no idea what to do.
This may be the last episode of ABC's TVBs. I don't know.
That's gonna be weird because we're about to record the O's right after this.
I know, but you didn't have to tell them that.
Oh my bad. Yes, I'll see you again in 2 weeks when we record the O's.
Not with my anus, no. But yeah, I mean, okay, well, fair enough. That's a no-go for you.
That's a no-go for me, sir. Sorry.
It's all right. It's okay. I'll get over it.
Oh, I hope so. I hope this friendship can continue from here.
I hope so, because we're going to be talking about original sin.
Oh, that's right. It's about to get real.
Friendships will be tested. Tables will be flipped.
Tables will be flipped turn like DJs.
Right.
The big thing. Here's what I would like to do. So we're closer to the Z's than we are the A's, correct?
Yeah.
So we're ending the first run of the ABCs. Now, and it's been a while since we did anything. But our strongest listener, young Alicia Gomez, took the time way back when to go through all of the letters and provide her own suggestions of her own A, B, C. I think our second run through should be all the things that she has suggested.
I like that idea.
I like that idea too. All right, then. So we'll do another A through Z run through.
But this format will be strictly
what she suggested.
Okay. So one book per episode.
One book per episode.
I can get behind.
You did that?
Yeah. She's got really good taste.
She's got some style.
Better taste than you do, apparently.
I was waiting for you to say that. Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't disappoint.
Yeah, Gomez has some flavor to her.
She does. She's a well-rounded individual, a sterling person,
and wonderful friends.
Wonderful friends. Yeah, she's just a great person all around. So awesome. Number one fan. We thank you.
We thank you.
Salute.
Yes. Do you have anything else before we end it on out for this bit of business here?
I don't think that's it for me, man. Just keep listening, listeners. Keep listening to all the Paprika stuff. And interact with the community online.
Keep reading comics.
Hit the Patreon page. There's wacky, zany stuff that Seed puts up too. That stuff that's not on the normal site as well. So just nice little bits and tidbits, and just go there. It's worth it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think that's what we'll call it an episode.
We'll call it. All right. We will see y'all in 2 weeks when we do these O's.